I think one of the most interesting and persuasive answers to this whole objection and mystery surrounding Irenaeus, the age of Jesus, and apostolic tradition comes from the Eastern Orthodox apologist Craig Truglia. I'd encourage everyone to check out his blog post on the subject. Basically, he argues quite persuasively that the apostolic tradition handed down by the apostles was not that Jesus was in his 40s or late 40s when he died, but rather that Jesus reached or possessed the age of a master or teacher. In the ancient world, age was very important in at least determining some general criteria for whether you had authority to teach and lead others. And so this is what Craig says is the apostolic tradition. Nothing more, nothing less. That Jesus possessed the age of a master or teacher. Irenaeus apparently builds upon and goes beyond this apostolic tradition of Jesus reaching the age of a master. And if we look back and examine those 3 paragraphs in question, this theory does seem to make a lot of sense. Irenaeus seems to say that Jesus possessed the full or perfect age of a master or teacher before beginning to teach at the age of 30 years old. And then Irenaeus says Jesus possessed, quote, old age, end quote, while teaching or while still fulfilling the office of a teacher, as one translation puts it. And it is this that Irenaeus claims all the elders testify to. Not that Jesus reached a specific age or age range. On the contrary, rather than apostolic tradition, Irenaeus appeals to common knowledge about which age ranges constitute early life versus old age. And then Irenaeus later goes on to interpret John 8:57 without any appeal to apostolic tradition, but rather his own assumptions about common knowledge and of what the Jews were thinking and meaning in that dispute. As we've seen, the key statement we need to better understand is from paragraph 5, where Irenaeus says that Jesus possessed old age while he still fulfilled the office of a teacher, even as the gospel and all the elders testified. Now, Irenaeus almost certainly clearly believes that by old age, the apostles and elders meant that Jesus had literally reached the age of 40 or almost 50. But is that really what the apostles and elders specifically taught and meant? From the Greek fragment we have of the passage, it's clear that the word that underlies aetatem seniorum, or old age, is the Greek word presbyteros, from which we get the English words presbyter and priest. But were all presbyters or elders literally above the age of 40? Were all of them literally of old age? No, they weren't. We can see this ambiguity and the possibility of young presbyters in Scripture itself, with Timothy as a prime example. Timothy had the authority to command and teach at Ephesus, but was clearly still relatively young. While it is possible that there might be some meaning or clarification lost in translation from the Greek to the Latin, it's also possible that Irenaeus merely misinterpreted the meaning of the legitimate apostolic tradition, that Jesus possessed the full age of a master or teacher, or that he possessed seniority or old age in some way. Perhaps the apostles meant that Jesus possessed teaching authority while still at the young age of 30. even in Numbers 11, verse 16, we can see that the term elders did not merely refer to age, but authority and standing in the community. We'll also soon explore another theory, that Jesus may have looked older at the end of his life.